Hi friends, it's Carmen. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am bringing you my new apartment inside plants tour, and I know you've been waiting for this. I've already shown you the balcony, but now it's time to show you my plants inside. Right, Sam? Right. So stay tuned. Okay, let's get started here right as you walk in. And this little table that I have here where we put the dog's leashes and everything and the little lamp, I have this Pothos and Joy. And it's doing really well. The light you see coming there is from the patio door. And then this is actually one that I wanted to take to my mom. This is an aeonium that I had separated from that large aeonium that I had gotten last year. When I finally repotted it, I had this section here, so I potted it up, and it's been sitting here to take to my mom, and I just keep forgetting to do it, but it's there, and hopefully next time I go, I will take it to her. Now, going into summer right now, these are going to be going dormant. These here, well, in most regions are winter growers, fall, winter, spring growers. So in summertime right now, mine are, I can tell they're going into dormancy. They're losing a lot of the little leaves in the back there, and they're not growing as much. So for these, the ones I have out on my patio, and this one, I do not water nearly as much because it's going into dormancy. I water maybe once a month, if that. So over the summer, they will be going into dormancy for me. Up on the wall here, I have my golden pothos with this macrame hanger you probably remember. I don't have a lot of hanging plants up yet. I have another one in my bedroom. I had a little accident in there when I had put up a hanger, and I'm trying to figure out a different way of doing it or getting the right nails and screws to put that up. But this is one here that I have. Love this macrame hanger that I got from Amazon. And then here's my patio window. It takes up pretty much the entire wall here. So I am facing east here, so I get a really good morning sun. It's about probably 1:30 in the afternoon right now. And so it's a lot of light coming through there. I do have the blinds all the way back because that's the only way I can fit back here when I'm watering or need to get back here. Otherwise, I have them pulled and opened at an angle so they get some bright light, and in the early morning some direct sunlight. But the plants I have here are doing so well that I've moved some over here to this spot because they just seem to do so well here. I have them on this little sofa table against my love seat. It's the same one that I had at my old apartment, but now I can put some at the bottom. So at the bottom here, I've got my variegated rubber tree. It's doing so well, and it's grown a lot of leaves, probably about 3 or 4 leaves since I've gotten here, and looks like 2 more there growing. It's just doing really well. And here's another one down here. Loves this east-facing window. So do my aglaonemias here, the Chinese evergreens, the red one and the Maria. This red one recently, I think you can see it here, it did flower for me. I think that's the last one left there. But it's gotten so bushy. Lots of new leaves, and look at the vibrancy of these leaves. They come out just so shiny, and the margins on them are so pretty. But it's just loving this light here. Here's the Maria. That hasn't bloomed for me yet this year, but it's giving off a lot of new leaves. It's gotten bushier, which is great. So that one too as I squeeze through here. That one too is doing really well. Now way back here is my rubber tree. This one has done marvelous. This was actually a rescue from Lowe's. And some of the leaves were damaged and weren't doing all that well, but since we've been here, it's given off again 3 or 4 new leaves and growing there. So it loves it. Now it's a little dark here now because I have the blinds all the way back and it's blocking it, but it does get some really great light back here. On the table, working our way back, here's my Monstera, and it's really, I have to turn this because it's really starting to grow towards the light. It's giving off new leaves there, and even right there you see the root there. So it's doing really well. Right now I'm watering my plants in the summertime right now once a week inside. It's getting really warm outside, so the balcony ones I'll go switch here very soon to twice a week because it's just so warm. But inside once a week, and they're doing great. I did move this Thanksgiving cactus here. It was in the bedroom, and I moved it out here to see if it will do a little bit better. It has been getting new growth, but it has not bloomed for me since I got it year and a half ago. Hasn't rebloomed. So I'm hoping that this new light will help that. But it's doing well. It's growing. It's getting new little leaves and growth on it. I would just love it if it bloomed again for me. I seem to recall that it is, I think it's white. Here's my giant pothos here. This baby has been going crazy. I've cut it. It's trailing across the table here. It's trailing this way. It's trailing up. I've wrapped it around again and again. I think I'm going to do a repotting of this because this container is the original container I got it in just over 2 years ago. So it's ready for a repotting in a larger container. And I think at that point is when I'll cut it back and see if it will get bushier. So, but that one is just doing marvelous. It's just growing like crazy. Here's my little Palea peperomioides, I believe it's pronounced. And this one I thought I was going to lose because it just stunted its growth. It didn't give off any new growth down in the soil. And then finally now it's starting to do new leaves in the center there. And so I'm hoping that moving here, because I did have it in the bedroom the last couple of months, so I'm hoping that moving it here will help it even more. It'll enjoy this light out here. Here's my baby Monstera. This was from a cutting from the other one, and it's doing well. It's giving off new leaves and growing. So it's doing well. My Arrowhead plant here. This one almost died on me. I was getting ready to throw it away, but all of a sudden it just started growing, and it's gotten bushier in the center, giving off some longer shoots there. I may end up eventually hanging this one if the shoots get longer. I know these do well hanging too, and they look really nice. So I'm so glad that one is doing well. So let's move on. Over here by the TV and by Rosie's bed, we have a couple of Sansevierias. My Moonshine And I forget the name of this one. I know it's on the tip of my tongue and I should know it, but I will put it on the bottom here and give you the name. But this one's doing well. It's about maybe 7 feet, 6.5 feet from the door. It gets nice indirect light there, but you know these are so durable and they don't need a whole lot of light, so they do well there. Here's one, the belt grape that I had gotten from Mountain Crest Gardens. It's giving us some shoots there, and I thought about I did have this outside for like 2 days. Did not like it at all. It got all shriveled up and started drooping. Brought it in, gave it a drink of water, and then it perked right back up. So this is not one that you can have outside, belt grape. And it is a trailing type of plant. So hopefully that one will get bigger. So moving on here, you guys probably remember the bamboo shelving that I had in the other apartment. I put it here in front of the bar, and which goes into my bedroom there. And I have a few plants out here that are epithelial type of plants, and plants that don't need a whole lot of light, because this is, again, you can see it's very bright, but it's getting away further back from the window, so less light. But they're doing really well. These are all cuttings that I had gotten from friends. Orchid Cactus, Rhipsalis there, and they're doing really well. You can see the new growth on there. That's doing great. This is a plant here. I'm really, not sure what to do with this one. This is a Eulophia petersii, and a subscriber had sent me this one, and she had told me no water November through March, so it's dormant in the winter, no direct light. It has not died, but it hasn't really grown. The same with this one back here. I need to be honest, I need to do more research on these plants that she sent me to see exactly what is the best environment and care for these. I've been watering them the same schedule as the other ones, except for not during the winter time. But I don't know, they're not really growing all that much, but they're not dying either. So I have another Arrowhead plant back here. This was a cutting from that other one that I decided, well, let me put it here and see if it does anything, and it is. It's growing there a little bit, so I decided to leave it there. And my Ikea little Ficus bonsai, it's doing well. It's got a few new leaves there, so it's starting to get new growth. This is a slow grower. If you're looking for something to have on your desk, indirect light and slow grower, these Ikea bonsai trees are wonderful for that, because it is a very slow grower. And here's a very small baby ponytail palm that I gave a haircut to because it was getting kind of scraggly, so I gave it a haircut, and it's doing okay. My ZZ plant, get on this side, ZZ plant, still not filling out, but again, not dying. And as long as they're not dying, I'm happy with that. I've had the last few months of starting of the year, not being able to give the attention to my plants that I feel that I need to give them to do well. So now that things are settling down, well, I don't know about that with my daughter getting married, about settling down, but I feel like I can give them a little bit more attention now. So here I have another Sansevieria Fernwood, I think, is the name of this one. Fernwood Mikado is correct. So I have it here. Doing well. Another very slow grower, but does great in very low light and direct light. A couple of cuttings. I did lose my prayer plant. Managed to save a cutting there in the move. Some of the stems that got broken, and I just was not able to save them. So, and then a little cutting of my Philodendron Brazil. It's growing there. Let's go in the bedroom and see what's there. Okay, in my bedroom here, I've got this one window facing east. Close the blinds a little bit just because of the glare, but I normally have it open more. And here is where I had, you see it there in the corner, I have this drapery rod, just like in the other house, other apartment, had it up there. Last week it came tumbling down and no plants were lost, but there was a lot of dirt everywhere. So I just have this hanger right now, and I need to get the proper nails, screws to put that up. I didn't have the right nails to put it up, or screws. So I've got my Philodendron Brazil here. It's doing well. Here is another little ponytail palm. This one isn't doing as well. Looks like it may not like this one. It may be a little too much for it. So right here I have the Lucky Bamboo. If you remember, last year I transplanted this from water to dirt, and it's doing really well. I actually only lost one stalk in the process of transplanting these, and I think I'm going to move it back away from the window a little bit because it's getting a little yellow. So I think I'm going to fertilize it and then move it back from the window. I'm going to need to move this table anyways, because next week I'm going to put the TV over here, and that table is going to go there, and the chair over here. So I got to hang these plants up and get rid of these, or put them somewhere else rather. So here's my Hoya. Now the Hoya is loving this window, so it's definitely going to stay here, but hanging. It's grown 4 leaves since we moved in. These two and these two. Look how white they are. So they turn green with a cream margin after a little while, but they come out real white. And I have it in this mix that is succulent mix with perlite and some orchid bark mix, and it loves it. It's been doing really well on it. My one and only Hoya. I treat it like it's my baby. And these plants, these right here, were some of the plants that were hanging up on the drapery rod that fell. They're all okay, but they need to go back up once I get it attached correctly. My spider plant, and this one here is Rickrack Cactus, and I had it outside, and look what happened. Did not like it out there. Got burned, although it does have some growth on that arm still. So I brought it inside and put it by this window, and since it's growing so much, this is all new growth along with this here, and down there. Since it's growing so much, I'm going to leave it in this window, but just hang it. And hopefully it'll really get that draping effect once it's hanging. So they should be okay once I get them back up and put them in the correct spot. Well, there you have it, friends. I've managed to find a spot for everybody. And some of them are doing wonderful. Some of them are still needing some time to get used to their new home. But I think they'll all be okay. I've got a come shop with me video coming up real soon, so stay tuned for that. Otherwise, if you love this video, please do give it a thumbs up. It helps me so much. And make sure that you are subscribed if you're not already, okay? Thanks so much for joining me, friends. I appreciate it so much. Have a blessed day.